That's the Dean Trailways fifth quarter.
Around 80 degrees and sunny on a Friday night in October. Sign me up for that 10 out of 10 times. Thanks for tuning in to week 6 of the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Tyler Driesinga. We're at the point in the high school football season where teams are on the verge of winning a conference title. That was the case in our big game of the week. Undefeated Williamston was on the road taking on Hazlitt, and the winner would get at least a share of the CAAC Red title. This was homecoming for Hazlitt, the class of 1975 on hand to celebrate its 50th reunion. Congratulations to homecoming royalty Joel Mangisero and Sophia Lynch. Williamston's defense came in having pitched 3 straight shutouts. A sack here by Jamison Nicolopoulos helps the Hornets put another 0 up in the first half. But Hazlitt's opening drive of the third ends the shutout streak as Corey Amakri plunges in. Vikings down 14-7. Next Hazlitt drive. It's Amakri racing upfield for a first down and much more before being pushed out of bounds. That was part of a 13-play Viking drive, capped off by this Cornelius Malone rushing touchdown to tie the game at 14 at the end of the third quarter. But Williamston responds with a long drive of its own, and Caleb Nielsen hits Parker Freese, and he's in with 4.5 minutes to go for what would prove to be the game winner. Williamston defeats Hazlitt 20-14, and after finishing 3-7 a season ago, the unbeaten Hornets have locked up a share of the CAAC Red.
Second half was a battle, which it always is. You go Hazlitt-Williamston rivalry, it's going to be a battle, and credit to them. They made some plays and got after our defense a little bit, but we came in strong with a defensive stop at the end, which was critical. And then our offense, moving down the field, scoring. I mean, it's what they've done all year, so they did it again. Just really proud of the guys. I mean, senior leadership, brotherhood, love, all that stuff that you preach. I mean, we saw it all come to fruition tonight.
We just kept our composure, and we kept each other sound and just went play by play. Like every play had its own life, and we just pushed through and grinded it out.
Yeah, they said they want to run the red, and I think they're doing just that. Well, tonight in Grand Ledge, the conference title was not on the line, but someone could get a step closer in the CAAC blue.
Yeah, Grand Ledge and Lansing Everett entered the night undefeated in conference play. And for more on the matchup, we bring in our Desharian McBroom and Kara Adams.
Yeah, guys, not only is Grand Ledge undefeated in conference play, but they came into tonight 5-0 on the season. And Lansing Everett was looking to spoil that and give the Comets their first loss of the season.
Everett got the best of Grand Ledge last October, and we're looking to do it again. And tonight, many Grand Ledge alums went into the Athletics Hall of Fame, including Matt Green, who won 2 Stanley Cups with the LA Kings. Right before the half, Nick Terranova throws it up to Brady Williams, who barely gets his feet in bounds, gets the touchdown. Grand Ledge goes up 13-8. Third quarter, Anthony Baker going to get the handoff, bounces outside, and scores on the 7-yard touchdown as the Comets go up 23-8. And fourth quarter, Ashton Delaney gets the handoff, shoots up the gaps, breaks a tackle, and scores. Grand Ledge wins 36-8 and officially punches their ticket to the playoffs.
Really proud of our kids. You know, it was a great football team, Everett, and we knew it was going to be a tough physical game. And, man, it was a hard-hitting game as I've seen in a long time. But the kids kept battling, and we made some plays on the defensive side of the football. And I was really proud of the way the defense stood up in the second half.
I mean, it starts with our O-line. Our O-line are dogs, and they make huge holes for us, and I really give all thanks to them.
From Grand Ledge to Holt High School, and this was a big one for DeWitt tonight. And on the first play of scrimmage right here, Channing Ridley takes it 65 yards to the house to put the Panthers up early. What a way to start the game for DeWitt. And DeWitt went on to get another one, so it's 14-0 here. Holt looking to get back into things, but Jaden Bender juggles and gets the interception, and the Panthers, they take over on the Rams' 31-yard line. And Traverse Moore easily runs this one in, and DeWitt leads 21-0. And it was all DeWitt from there. The Panthers here once again, and Tyler Rasher, he's rushing, but he fumbles it here, but Don't worry about it. His own teammate, Jalen Bender, is going to pick it up and run that one all the way to the house, and Holt couldn't stop him, and they just couldn't get anything going on the night. So Rob Zimmerman's squad wins at 58-0 and earns their second shutout of the season. But next week, it'll be a battle of the unbeatens when DeWitt faces Grand Ledge.
That'll be a good one. Lastly, in the CAAC Blue, Okemos went on the road to take on Waverly. The Wolves were after their first conference win since 2018. The Warriors were going for Corey Ringer's first win as head coach. Okemos was up 10 at halftime and added on in the third quarter. Marshawn Hollums gets the handoff and powers in for the touchdown. Then in the fourth quarter, the Wolves were on the attack again, and quarterback Blake Burke throws a dime to Xavier Ford in the end zone. It's a touchdown for Okemos. They would go up 23 points at this point. The Warriors did not quit, though. Okemos with the ball near the end zone. How about Jaleel Rowland? Just rips it away from the Wolves, and he's got nothing but green grass and opportunities in front of him. It's a touchdown for Waverly to make it a 10-point game. Waverly recovered the onside kick, had a chance to make it a one-score game. Okemos comes up with a big stop on fourth down, and they would go on to win 33-23, giving the Wolves their first conference victory since October 12th of 2018.
It means a lot. We haven't talked about it too much, but you know, we kind of know all the streaks and stuff where we haven't done stuff in a long time. You know, winning the first game and winning the first conference game. All right, we didn't think about that stuff too much. We talked about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, we just had to focus on us and get better every single day.
The whole mindset was just win the war and then fight the war. So like we gotta know that we gonna win. It's like it's gotta be before the game. We prepare to win. Everything we do is preparing to win.
And that they did tonight. Well, it's time for our first break in the night. When we come back, we'll refocus on the CAAC Red.
Yeah, Mason welcomed in St. John's with both teams looking to solidify their playoff positioning in the back half of the regular season. We'll have those highlights when we return.
Plus, Springport was looking to remain undefeated this season. We'll have that and more next on the Dean Trailways fifth quarter.
Welcome back. Last week, Lansing Catholic picked up its first win of the season against Eaton Rapids, and tonight they were looking to make it 2 in a row.
But that would be a tall task as they would be going up against the top team in the CAACY in the Portland Raiders. The Raiders cheerleaders getting their team fired up, and on a smoky start on the second play from scrimmage, Caden Dickerson gets the handoff, makes a defender fall, makes another miss, and he's off to the races. Goes 79 yards on the house call. Portland took the 6-0 early lead. Next possession, the offensive line clears the gap, and Brad Myers flips in for a 10-yard touchdown. Raiders up 14-0 after the 2-point conversion. Portland had it going on defense as well. Caleb Dinsmore comes up with the big sack for the Raiders. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Nolan Zepatowski is in for the touchdown as Portland cruises to the 54-6 win over Lansing Catholic.
And to Mason High School we go. Mason led 21-6 at the half. Straight into the third quarter here. Mason wastes no time, and Troy Peters rushes in for the touchdown, and he makes it 28-6. But St. John's won't go away without a fight. Connor Kearns completes the pass to Bryce Patel, and St. John's makes it 28-13. And now here's where things start to get interesting. St. John's, they've got the ball right here, but they fumble it. Mason recovers it and has it. But right after the Bulldogs get the ball back right here, it's picked off by Archer Gursky by the Red Wings, and St. John's gets the ball back. How about a little trick play here, too? Kurtz pitches it to Pratel, who goes long for Lucas McCassell, who takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown. And St. John's is right back in this thing, making it 28-20. And Mason in red zone territory here. They decide to kick the field goal, and the kick is good, and the Bulldogs lead 31-20. Just about 4 minutes to go here. 3rd and 4 here. St. John's needs something, but it's intercepted, and Mason holds on to win it 31-20. And Gary Houghton credits his team's work this week in practice to tonight's win.
This was probably our best week of practice, and we talk about stacking days, and we had 4 really good days of practice. Sometimes with a young team, there's a little bit of lack of focus, and we didn't have that this week. And I think it showed tonight. I think it showed when things got tough. They didn't lose their composure. They pulled together and got the win.
Staying in the CAAC Red, let's flip over to Lansing Eastern, where the Quakers welcomed in Fowlerville. Things were tied at 8 at halftime. The Gladiators were playing without starting quarterback Sam Schrader. Now, the first play from scrimmage in the second half, the ball gets into the hands of Jacob Hardees, and the senior will not be denied. He's going to go the distance to give Fowler the lead. He weaves his way 6-7 seconds later. The Gladiator defense would then stand tall right after in the second half. How about a big hit from the brothers, Liam and Lane O'Neill, showing off those wrestling skills. Fowlerville looking for more points in the fourth. However, Lansing Eastern's Jonte Rosario gets the strip at the goal line to give the ball back to the Quaker offense. However, Fowlerville would hang on to win this one, 22-8 the final.
Let's head to CMAC country. Bath taking on Perry on homecoming. Opening Rambler drive, Tiger Whitbeck keeps it on the QE sneak, disappears into a swarm of bees, but he's in there, 7-0 Ramblers. Ensuing Bath drive, Max DeLeon breaks it outside, cuts upfield for a huge gain, and the bees are in business into Rambler territory. A few plays later, Ryan Holmberg takes the handoff and caps off the drive with a short rushing touchdown. Bath down 6-7 after a failed 2-point try. Perry marches down the field again on its next possession, but a deep shot is going to fall into the arms of Bath's Aiden Wolf, and the Wolf is howling down the sideline. He's got a big return for the Fighting Bees. Bath earns a win on homecoming, toppling Perry 26-21.
Lastly, down in Springport, Stockbridge was in town taking on the undefeated Spartans. Springport jumped out to the early lead and never looked back. The Spartans come up with a big interception here. Gibson Overway on the pick. And then at the start of this second quarter, the Spartans would pick up right where they left off in the How about a 57-yard pass by Overway to his receiver, Dallas Higglemeyer, for the touchdown. Springport would go for 2 to make it 22-0. 3 minutes until half now. Overway throws it deep down the sideline, and Tucker Wigington would do the rest. He adds to the Spartans' lead, making it 30-zip. Springport, who recovered the onside kick and then followed it up with a 3-yard run by running back Kate Womay for the touchdown. This one was all Springport tonight. They go on to win 53-0.